So what is sweat equity in the home staging industry?
What we're talking about here is using your time and your creativity to expand and build on your home staging services.
Yes, we are Revision's Mentor. I'm Erin.
I'm Jenny.
Yeah, and today we're going to talk about some different ways that you can expand your services, especially in the beginning, that don't cost you a lot of money, and it's all about creativity.
Yeah, and we know because we were there.
We sure were.
We were really invested in not spending a lot of money up front. We were trying to spend what we earned instead of spending to earn. So we got creative.
Yeah, we didn't want to spend money out of pocket. We wanted to wait till we started having money come in before we started investing in our inventory. We didn't want to risk our own personal finances on this business and borrow against our own money. So we did some DIY, and we wanted to share some of that with you.
It's okay to do it however you want, but if you are looking for creative ways to increase the value of your business for your community, here we go.
Yes. So first is DIY your inventory. There were plenty of times that we pulled items from our own homes, from our own living rooms and dining rooms and attics.
We did.
To have what we needed to get a job done. So there's nothing wrong with that. If you can create a look and get creative and get a little bit scrappy, there's nothing wrong with pillaging your own living room, as long as you're okay with putting your stuff in someone else's house, and the risk of moving things, they can get damaged, but for us it was worth it.
Normally we were doing small things like maybe the perfect centerpiece or accessories, but we have been known to use a dining room table out of our own homes in a pinch.
Chairs out of my living room, but it was a house that we knew was going to go fast, and it was for a realtor that it was worth it to us to get on their good graces, and we could do without a chair for a couple of weeks. It's fine.
And then we also started looking at other ways to find furnishings that weren't necessarily brand new. So we looked at repurposing things that we could get from resale shops, consignment shops, thrift shops. And we were generally going for the hard stuff, like hard tables, end tables, things that we could take, repaint, refinish,
do some repairs. You can also get used pieces and have them reupholstered, which if you're handy with a sewing machine, and you can make new cushion covers, new pillow covers, if you have some decorative pillows and you want to dress them up a little bit.
You made us pillow covers.
Oh yeah. Lots of pillows.
And if you're a savvy shopper, don't be afraid of the dent and bump section, where stuff is really reduced.
Right.
Is it a chip that you can, fill in with a furniture pen? Can you position the item in a staging situation so that the flaws are hidden? Yeah, it's amazing what a throw blanket will do.
It's true. You can cover up a myriad of mistakes and scuffs that can't be repaired. We bought these. If you'll check out our home staging toolkit checklist by clicking on the link below, we can tell you all the things that we use in our own toolkit. But one of the things we get is these markers that are furniture repair kits, and it comes with wax and a matching pen. So if you get anything that's dinged, you can repair it. We use that to repair our own existing inventory, but we've also used that to make old things look like brand new again. So
Okay, so another way that we gain sweat equity in our business starting out, and that you can do as well, is to really invest some time in your own learning about your industry.
Right, which is exactly what you're doing right now.
Yep,
and we love that you're here.
YouTube's an amazing platform for how-to videos all the way across the board, right?
I mean, everything from, how to style a bookshelf, or how to style a coffee table, or how to create a vignette, right?
YouTube will teach you how to do simple accounting measures for your business, how to assemble furniture. I mean, we have turned to YouTube for so many how-tos in building this business. We really have.
I mean, the technology side, even like how to hang drapes on plaster walls. You guys, I mean, the knowledge that's available to you is invaluable, and we use YouTube as a resource to expand the services that we are able to provide to people, and also to show up looking like we know what we're talking about.
Right. That helps. So another way that you can do this is to study visual aids, which is something you and I have relied on a ton.
Yeah.
Things like Pinterest, which is full of beautiful ideas. The catalogs that come in the mail, the Pottery Barn catalogs and the Crate and Barrel catalogs are awesome for finding ways to style bookshelves, ways to make beds.
Do that super layered look. We didn't come into this game knowing that information. We studied it just like you guys are studying now. So check out those catalogs, and that's also a great way to stay up on the trends, because those people who do the marketing for these big multi-bazillion-dollar companies are on they're on the cutting edge of these trends. So it's a great way to stay current in the industry.
Yeah, and another way to do this is to capitalize on the time and resources that you have in terms of your own friends and family. So do you have a cousin who's a realtor who you could buy a cup of coffee for and pick their brains for a few minutes?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a wealth of information around you if you start, talking to family and friends. So.
Yeah. And then when it comes to like storing your inventory, one of the first and most critical ways that we were able to build sweat equity in our business before we were ready to invest in a warehouse and invest in storage space was using our own spaces, using our own homes, our garages, our spare bedrooms, our guest rooms, our offices, and whatever extra space you may have, you can fit stuff in there and store it on a temporary basis until you have a house to put it in.
Yeah, not ideal, but it was ideal for us at the time because we didn't have to take on an additional rent in order to store the inventory that we had. Exactly. And on that same note, we did the same thing with vehicles. It was not unusual in those early days for us to borrow trucks from people who had trucks.
Yeah, my husband.
Yeah.
Friends with SUVs.
Yeah, right? However you can get it done.
Yeah, you need that extra space. And in terms of moving, other ways to reduce costs is to negotiate with your movers. We've done that lots of times. Or if you're physically capable of it, is renting your own U-Haul and hiring someone to help you, or asking your high school age son to help you load trucks.
We did that for years. We did that. We rented the U-Haul, and Erin, we did all the moving ourselves.
Yeah.
We would often bring a third, sometimes a fourth person, depending on the size of the job, to help us. But those weren't necessarily movers. Those were friends or teenagers on summer break that we could hire for an hourly rate to come and just help us with, running boxes in and out, pulling things off of the truck. That was very taxing, but it was how we afforded to do this in the beginning. I mean, talk about sweat equity. That's some serious sweat equity, but it worked.
It was a lot of work. It was also a lot of fun.
It was.
When we did it that way, it was great. Now we rely more on movers. But, actually one great resource, if you have any friends who are really into bodybuilding, I have a cousin who's this bodybuilder. And she had lots of great friends who were in amazing shape, and they would help us move stuff.
That was nice.
This is great.
They got it done.
Yeah. So
thanks, Melissa.
Thank you, Melissa. So tapping into your own creative resources, your own network of people who if you have any fitness buffs out there who wouldn't mind making $20 an hour loading a truck, they get their workout in and you get your job done, and it's been fun to do it that way.
Yeah. And I was just thinking, you could even swap services. Let's say you have a friend who has an organizing business. Would she be willing to come and help you out one day? And then you in turn go help her out on a job site one day. Could you barter? Could you barter services? That's a great way to get some sweat equity into your business.
So how can you go above and beyond with your realtors, building those relationships and kind of sweetening the pot for them without spending a lot of extra money out of pocket? What are some ideas?
This is a great place, quite frankly, to spend your extra time, efforts, creativity, and you don't have to spend a ton of money. So let's think about some of the ways we did it. Open houses is one.
Yeah.
How many times have we stopped at an open house to meet a new realtor, or stopped by an open house of home we staged? We've taken flowers out of your yard. Yeah,
trimmings from your own yard, helping the realtor set up for the open house. So, they might have the food ready and, but you can show up with the flowers. or, helping them, water the plants out front before an open house, or even just bringing them lunch and a cup of coffee when you know that they have to be at the open house all day and they're sitting in there all day on a Saturday. Spend a couple bucks and pick up lunch for your realtor and get in their good graces, because that will pay off for you in the long run.
Yeah, it's a really thoughtful way to make it's a small thing that makes a big impact.
Yeah. And then, of course, promoting them.
Yeah, promoting them. Social media, I mean, it takes a couple of minutes and it speaks volumes to your realtors, who are your biggest customer.
Yep.
So
exactly.
Yeah.
Networking events. This, again, doesn't cost much, but showing up to networking events and making friends and getting your face out there, handing out business cards. I mean, that's what these events are all about, right?
Yeah.
They're young professionals getting together to exchange business cards and kind of talk about the services that they offer, and they're an awesome way to get your name out there in your community.
It's your time. You're investing your time. Your time is valuable.
What about volunteering in your community?
Oh, yeah, this is a great one.
Yeah.
This is a super fun, easy way to get some exposure doing really cool things. Let's tell them about some of the things that we've done.
Yeah, so for several years, we did the Candlelight Christmas Tour at the Latimer House. And the Latimer House is this mansion that's in downtown Wilmington, and it's very old, and it's a museum, and they do this Candlelight Christmas Tour in our community. And each room of the mansion is there are a group of designers or stagers in the community who volunteer to decorate it, and it's all within a certain theme. Every year it's different. So one year we made like paper dolls and lace, and it was pink, and
that was cool.
It was precious.
Yeah.
And we got to do this incredible tablescape and decorate it in I don't know, the Victorian period.
Yeah.
And it was a great way to advertise our business. They give you a small budget, and we did a lot of DIY, and it was so fun.
And hundreds of people walked through that tour. Hundreds of people walked through that tour. So, our branding was there. People could see that we were the ones that designed that room. It was a couple hours of our time. It was more than a couple hours.
Yeah.
We invested some. There was a crafting and wine night.
Yeah.
To prepare. We made a lot of ornaments that year.
We made a lot of ornaments. They were super, super cute though. And everything was so ornate and detailed, and like we glued little pearls on the the necks of the dolls who were in little like wedding dresses. It was precious.
It was cute. It was cute.
But all of that detail, it was totally worth it. That's a little sweat equity. It's basically kind of a means of advertising for our business.
Yeah, look for ways that you can advertise your design services, your staging services in your community. Maybe your kid's school is having some sort of event. Perhaps you offer to be the person to sort of set up the decor or the tablescapes for that sort of thing. There's all these ways. Yeah, volunteer your time and your services to get it out there. Another one that we did was Little Pink Houses of Hope, which was a breast cancer fundraiser, which was al fresco on the riverfront downtown Wilmington. It was a gorgeous formal dinner, and we did the tablescapes. We volunteered our time for that, but then we also used donated flowers, many of which came out of your yard, and hydrangeas out of friends' yards, and then put together these tablescapes. And that was, again, our time, but we got a lot of exposure for that. It gave us social media fodder.
Pictures, right? Pictures to use on your social media.
Yeah.
Things to talk about.
And then the newspaper covered that event, and the news channels covered that event. So, you're just getting all of this exposure by investing your time.
Exactly. What about historical home tours?
Yeah. Tell them about that.
There were some historical home tours in downtown Wilmington, and my house happened to be in the historical designation. So, of course, dressing it up, leaving a handful of business cards out, just talking to people when they come inside, just kind of letting them know what your business is about and what you do for a living, and letting them see your work firsthand. So if there are opportunities like that, go ahead, go for it. I mean, don't be shy. It's free advertising.
That was invaluable. You had hundreds of people come through your house on that Christmas tour, and you handed out business cards.
Hundreds.
And everybody loved her decor. It was cool.
It was fun.
It was fun.
It was fun. What about the upscale resale thing?
That's a cool event.
Yeah.
So Habitat for Humanity in our community has done this a couple of years. They put together an event where they invite any designers to come in and shop what is in their actual resale store and create vignettes, and then they advertise it as a little competition, and there's a winner, and again, free advertising. Cool ideas.
So it's just fun, creative ways to spend your time and to get your business out there. Go above and beyond when you do a consultation for your realtors or your homeowners. Offer to water the plants for them while they're out of town, or even give them a cleaning checklist and an open house ready guide. And if you click on the link below, you can download ours. You can copy it as many times as you want and hand them out to people, staple a business card to it, and go above and beyond. Show people that
Yeah, those are nice freebies. Those are nice freebies for you to hand out to your people. And when I say freebie, I mean that's a gift from you to your realtors, all of them. You can hand that to everyone, and it's something that they will find useful and they will appreciate. And thinking about consultations, Erin, back in the beginning, we do a home staging consultation now in an hour and a half to 2 hours. But in the beginning, we spent a lot of extra time. Again, because it was our time and it was an investment in what we were doing. Give everything that you can to your clients. How about, maybe the realtor who's referred you maybe she's painting her own home.
Right.
Don't hesitate to give her some color options. It's in your wheelhouse. It's a nice gesture that you can do. How can you be generous with your knowledge and your skills without giving it all away? You got to find some balance, but you can be generous.
Exactly. And you can also, when you get that phone call, when they're saying what color should I paint my living room, you can also give them a list of painters that you know and trust, because you've built this list of vetted local contractors. And that's just another way of, showing generosity. It helps the contractor who you're referring, and then it also helps them solve a problem.
Yeah.
Right? Even in our consultations, we do a consultation, we say, okay, well, there are cracks in the drywall, this needs to be repaired. Let me give you the name of a guy who can do this kind of work. I think that you should paint this room this color. Here's the name of our painter. Here's his contact information. The beds need to be edged and weeded. Here's a list of local landscapers who do great work at a great price. So have those resources available and be ready, be generous with your information, because people appreciate that.
They do.
Yeah.
So there you go. There's some ideas for how you can use your time and your talents and expand and grow your business without spending a lot of money out of pocket.
Exactly. So guys, click on the link below, jump on our email list, and hit subscribe, and we'll catch you the next time around.
Thanks for watching.